Good morning everybody, Lynn here today. It's Monday morning here in Brisbane in Australia and it is extremely hot again today. We've had a really hard summer this year, so it's nice to sit in in my craft room with the fan blowing behind me, and I thought I would come on today and have a little chat about a few projects that I've just completed of late. First of all, we'll start off with this one. This is a journal that I created to put up for sale in my Etsy store. I thought I'd get a little bit adventurous with this one, and I actually made a little bag to carry it in. This was some leftover tapestry that I had after I'd covered a footstool that I have here at home. So that's been sitting in my fabric stash pile for a long time, and I thought it just lended itself really nice to make a little bag for this journal. I did a slow stitch piece for the front. I've just used lots of scraps of material, I've cut up some doilies, I've got a bit of an old dress of mine in there. Yeah, so I just sewed all of those together and put that little motif on the front, Live, Love, Laugh, which I've carried around with me for years and years, so I'm really pleased that I've finally found a home for it. On this little bag I've just used an antique button. It's glass, cut glass. It was actually in my granny's sewing basket when she passed away, and because I'm the sewer in our family, I got the sewing basket, so it's really sweet. And I just did a really basic bias binding, I think it is, closure on the back there. So that's the little bag that the journal lives in, and this is the journal. It's a soft cover. Look, I don't know how many pages are in there. I always tend to forget these things when I'm about to film. But it's a nice compact little journal, this one. It measures 14.5 wide by 18.5 long centimetres, and I've just fastened it off with some green satin ribbon, which I thought looked really pretty for the theme of this journal, which is like a garden journal. Again, the cover, I've again done a slow stitch with some fabrics, and I've got this pretty crochet butterfly motif, and I just included this little label here is from Love Junk Journals, Tracy Fox on Etsy. It's just part of one of her digi kits, and then this little garden book plate is just one of the little digis that I have in my Etsy shop. So yeah, so it's a soft cover journal. I've collaged all on the back of it with Edith Holden text, music paper and coffee dye, and just to cover the spine I've just put an old doily. That was my mum's, actually. It was in my mum's doily cupboard. So yeah, I've just put that over to cover up the spine. So yeah, so that's the back, that's the front, and then we'll open it up. Now I've got, as I've spoken about before, I've got a lot of Edith Holden. I'm in love with Edith Holden. So I've included a lot of that in throughout this journal. I also went to the Lifeline Book Fest in Brisbane a couple of weeks back, and I got these brilliant garden cards, ABC Complete Guide to Gardening, and they're all individuals. So I just thought that the colour of that was really pretty, and I've just put that onto the front cover, and it's got a tuck spot behind there, so you could put a tag or some ephemera, something in behind there. So, excuse me. Yeah, so I've just used a variety of different types of papers. I've got grid paper, lined paper, all coffee dyed. This one here is just one of the pictures out of the Edith Holden book that I've just fussy cut and distress inked, and I just thought that was pretty, just on the side there. The next page, I've just turned that one into a pocket. So it's just got lace trim, some more Edith Holden, and then another little sentiment from the digi in my shop. And I just included a little bit of coffee dyed paper there, an envelope, a little note card, journaling card, and a sticker. So yeah, I'll just put those in there. And that one just slips in there, like so. I've left a lot of journaling space in this one. I tend to get a bit carried away with my embellishments, and then by the time I'm finished a book, it's like, well, where am I going to write? So I've tried to scale back a little bit now and leave some more journaling spots throughout my books, and I do think it's a much better idea. So I just put a little stamp on there to match a bird theme, and fussy cut out some birds. So just some more blank page. Here I've just altered an envelope, one of the ones that we get in the post. I don't know who it was from, but I've just altered it with Edith Holden. I've flipped it out, so you've got a flip spot, so you've got plenty of journaling space there. Put a little tag inside, little journal card. I've backed them all onto coffee dye. Yeah, just fussy cut a lot of images from different botanical type books that I have in the house here. So that's that one, and then on the opposite side I've made it into a pocket, and there's just a little journaling card with the Edith Holden backed onto some coffee dye paper again. Just use some little Tim Holtz from the Ideology collections, just to, for interest. Coffee dyed and machine stitched and distress inked, pretty much everything in this journal. This one here was a mistake. It's actually 2 pockets, and I wanted to do this butterfly border, and I just tucked it around. I wanted to, as you can see, stick it on the other side, but I didn't realise that I had stuck 2 pages in one. So I thought, aha, I sent a pocket. So I've just included a couple of little bits and pieces of ephemera. This is an Edith Holden postcard from the Nature Notes collection, and another label from Love Junk Journals, Tracy Fox. So that's a Dinky Dye postcard. The Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden, published in 1819. And these postcards were published in 1991. So I thought they're really sweet. And just another one of those gardening cards that I got at the Book Fest the other day. Just a bit of a lace, I've just sewn on a lace pull tab thingy there. So yeah, they'll go in that top pocket. I'm going to fiddle with it now. Again, this is like a handmade paper, beautiful stuff. It coffee dyes up so nicely, and I've just put a little stamp there. That's a Stampin' Up stamp. Again, just another Edith Holden image. This one here, I've done a lot of decorating. It's a side pocket. It's just got Edith Holden picture, text, a bit of lace behind, some of these little glass flat back beads, some more Tim Holtz stuff there, and I've just made it a side pocket, so I've just put in a little bit of ephemera in there, and another journal card or place card or whatever you want to do with that. So they just live in the side there, like so. Blank page, some more blank page. Isn't he sweet? This was from just one of those stamp sets that you get with the magazines that come out every month. Little hedgehog. Again, another side pocket with the Edith Holden. I've just backed this one onto a little bit of calico image, machine stitched around, and again it's just a side pocket. I've just put some ephemera in there, and I've backed that onto some lined coffee dyed paper. And blank spots. There's a little tab on the side, and I just this one is an Artie Mays from one of her collections. Or is it an Artie Mays? It might be a TLC Creates. Can't be absolutely sure, but I'll try and find out and link it below. And yeah, I've just stuck a little bit more ephemera in there, like so. Did a little bit of stenciling. Yeah, just an image from a book page that I had, and just I've teamed it up with a little bit of fabric and lace sewn together, and it's a little side tuck in there. So, you can put something in there. Some more blank page. I always include a fabric flap in all of my journals. So this is just something that I put together, lots and lots of lace and a little floral motif and some yellow doily, and yeah, just pretty stuff. Just sewed it all together. And this here is from my mum's linen cupboard. She was actually going through a linen cupboard a little while ago, so I snuggled a heap of tablecloths and sheets and things like that. So That's a tablecloth from my mum. And then, yeah, that's just a little bit of assorted ephemera from the Tim Holtz Ideology packs as well. Some more blank journaling spaces, another side pocket. Now, I can't be honest if this is Edith Holden or not. This was given to me in a Happy Mail. It looks like Edith Holden. It was just a couple of pages, so I have no idea. It looks like Edith Holden, the way it's displayed, but I can't be truthful that it is. But yeah, so that was just another floral image, a little bit more ephemera tucked in there, another little stamp from, again, another one of those stamp packs that you get from the monthly magazines. Blank pages. This again is just an Edith Holden image, and I've just backed it onto some cheesecloth and done a little bit of machine sewing. I just love this picture. I think it's really, really pretty, so I just thought I'd put that one in there. A book page that I've made into a top-loading pocket, and then I've just stuck some ephemera in the top there. And then we've just got a fabric ruffle. This is Edith Holden. This is the most beautiful page from the book Mushrooms. I hope that you can get the true colours in that. It's just beautiful. And then I've just used a paper bag and altered it, made it into some, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. And so I've just included a little glassine bag with some mushroom images from Artie May's Ferns and Mushrooms Digi-Kit. And then they're 2 of journal cards from the same kit, and I've just backed them onto some coffee dye. They're little, they're more like the ACT size, but I think they fit really nicely in journals. And then I just had a couple of vellum stamped pieces there. So yeah, I've just, I think it goes that way, to be honest. Yeah, so I've just put those in the top there. And then you've also got room up there for another something to slip in there. So that was a mushroom page. And again, another book page side pocket. And in this one I just sewed a tag or a journal spot. I haven't put a hole in it. That can be up to the lucky person that buys it. But yeah, so just a few little bits and pieces in there. Like that. Another fabric ruffle down the side here. I just incorporated the greens to go with this page. I love these greens. I think they're so pretty. And then this one here is just a book page pocket, a one pocket book page pocket insert. I think I've left that top open to slide something down. Yeah, I did. So you've got a top tuck in there, and then you tuck in there, and I've just included in that just a couple of little bits of ephemera from a botanicals book, and I've backed that onto some text from the same book that came from. This one here is just a little top tuck, just tuck something in there. Again, a side tuck, and I've just put another journaling tag and a little piece. I think these look so sweet, so cute. You can stack them up and have little stacks of bits and pieces, or you can use it as a side, as an information, whatever you would call it, a little bit on the side there, just to add interest, like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm sure you get the gist. Sorry about that. So yeah, that goes in there. Again, just another border, floral image, little bee stamp, some blank papers. This is just, I did some stenciling on this, and I just thought that was such a pretty picture of some foliage, and then I just machine stitched down the stem just to add a bit of texture there. Another stamp, and then this I've just altered again, another envelope. This was just like a greeting card envelope, so I've just used some Edith Holden, and then you can put whatever you want to in there, hide it in there. And I've left it as a tuck spot at a top loading pocket. And so there I just included this little packet of seeds that I've had sitting in the kitchen cupboard for a little while. I think they would still be alright to use, or maybe not, August 2018. So maybe the seeds wouldn't grow anymore, but I just thought they looked really sweet stuck in there. And then this here, this is the photograph of Edith Holden that when you buy her books, the dust cover, it's always on the back of the dust cover. So I just thought, well, I'll back it onto some text, cut it around and put her name there. And then she's so young to do such beautiful work. And then on the back cover again, I've just put one of the gardening cards from the ABC, and then I've just left that open as a tuck spot up the top loading pocket. So that's the first journal. This one, like I said, is up for sale in the Etsy store at the moment, and yeah, it's just really nice for anybody that loves to garden or wants a gardening type journal. As you saw, there's lots of journaling space in there that you could actually write daily thoughts or chores or whatever it is you want to do with your garden. But yeah, so that's that one. And then I was just having a look through YouTube, as you do. You know, we've always got our favourite YouTubers that we go to all the time for inspiration, or sometimes when I'm crafting late at night, I just like to listen to them talk. I feel like someone's with me in the room. So I was having a look on Wendy's Journal Adventures the other night, and she had something very similar. It's called a Traveller's Notebook Folio. So this is my take on Wendy's, from Wendy's Journal Adventure. So yeah, it's basically made with a manila folder, and I've just used some really nice material. I think actually it was a Stampin' Up fabric that I bought some time ago. So yeah, I've used it throughout the book as accents, but yeah, so that is your closure. And the cover, pardon me, the cover I've just laid up. I've got some hessian, some lace, again a fabric ruffle the same as that. I've done some collaging on the back, another Tracy Fox label from Love Junk Journals there. The little journal plaque is from my kit, and I just put a little key on there, a little antique brass key that I've just tied on with some jute. Made a couple of little flips here, so that you sort of understand to flip it. So that's the cover. So then it flips out this way. I just think this is so neat. I love this little book. They're such fun to make. They are a little bit time consuming, but they're just really interesting and fun, and you can do it any way that you want to do it. You know, what I've put here is different to what Wendy has in hers as for the layout on the inside, so it's really left up to your imagination, but it's just something really, really nice to do. So on this page here, I've just done a full journal card that I've actually stuck onto the back there, and I bought this book at the Book Fest. It's a Reader's Digest book, the complete book of the garden, and they have the most beautiful images in it. So I've used a lot of those throughout this one. Another Tracy Fox label from Love Junk Journals, and I just backed it onto some really old handwritten original papers that I found at the Book Fest. It's just so beautiful. So that one's on there. Now this one here on this side, I've made it into a 1, 2, 3 pocket page. So in the first pocket, I've just included some bits and pieces of ephemera from the Tim Holtz range, and a little glassine bag with some little stickers in there, little florals and botanical type things. So that's the first one, and that just slips in there nicely like that. And the second, I've just put in a couple of little tags. Oh no, I didn't coffee dye these, they're just backed onto manila folder. And I didn't sew around these because I just felt that I wanted a bit of a clean look, so, and just a little bit of jute there, so they just go into that one. And then on the top pocket, I just made like a bookmark, or it could be used as a belly band. Yeah, just it's a bit of a long one, and there's plenty of spaces for journaling on the bottom there. So that one just lives up in the top. So that's your first flip. So then you bring it back to the front, and then you flip it out this way. And on this one, I've just done again some collage, some old book page, some coffee dye paper, another tag from Tracy Fox, and I just did a side pocket on this one, and I really just roughed up some paper and coffee dyed and machine stitched and distress inked and yeah, just lots of collage. And then I've just a couple little bits of ephemera from the Tim Holtz range, just a quick journal card that I made, and I just fussy cut out this little yellow daisy and put that one on there. So he lives in there. And then in the centre of the book is the journal. It's just a naked journal. I haven't done any embellishing in this one at all. But yeah, because it's such a slim book, yeah, it's just a really nice book to journal in. I have put a bag in there, so you could tuck a bookmark or something in there if you wanted to. Yeah, just a real variety of different papers, from magazines. Oh, there's faint ruled, there's grid paper, some scrapbooking paper from Kaisercraft there, book page, music paper, a full sheet from the Reader's Digest book, and I've just continued it on all the way through. Another scrapbooking paper, faint rule, yeah. So and then the corner, the centre of the journal, I've attached it to the actual book with some gold elastic, which I'll show you in a little minute how I did that. And yeah, so it just goes on. So that's the book. Lots and lots of spaces to journal in. Yeah, really, I really love it. And then on the back of that side, again, I've just made a one pocket insert. I've just done a little bit of, I've made a focal point, that's an agapanthus, I've machine stitched around a pocket, which again I've just collaged and put an image on. And then, yeah, just a small tag and a little bit of loose ephemera there, so that, you know, you can use it to however you want to use it. And then you close it up, and then that is the back. And again, I've made this one a side tuck. I've just done a little coffee dye note paper booklet and some ephemera from the Tim Holtz, and a little journaling card that I've made up there. So it's going to be clever to get this back in because it's a little tight. But yep, there we go. So they just live there. Tracy Fox label backed onto some book page, and another image cut out of the Reader's Digest gardening book. A fabric tab on the side. So and so then you then flip it this way. And again, on this side, I've just done the full journal tag again. I've just lined it with some grid paper. And then again on the same, I've just repeated it again. I've put a 1, 2, 3 page pocket. Now I did this one slightly different. These are, it's still 3, but they're 2 on the cover, 2 individuals instead of joining them all together. So I've just put a couple little tags in those onto book page, collaged with some fussy cut flowers from the book, a couple of Tracy Fox labels, and then again a larger bookmark tag journaling card at the back there in the top pocket. So there you go. And then yeah, that's it. So I've done a fabric spine, and I've just put some eyelets in there to thread my cord through, and so the journal itself can be taken out. If you, say, filled it up and you didn't want that anymore, you can just slip it out and redo a new journal to go into it. So yeah, I just really, really love the concept of this little book. It's a slender journal. It measures 8 centimetres across and 21 centimetres down, and it just folds up so compact. It's quite a sturdy book, because you know, by the time you do, you've got your manila folder, and then by the time you do all your collaging and that, it becomes quite a sturdy, manageable book. So it's lovely, but easy if you were travelling, just to tuck it away. It's not going to take up any space whatsoever. Just a really sweet idea. If you feeling like you might want to give something like this a go, do go on to Wendy's Journal Adventures and just look for TN folios. I do believe from that Artie Mays, Andrea from Artie Mays, does a Traveller's Notebook style as well. But you know, on YouTube, if you just type in Traveller's Notebooks, you're going to get lots and lots and lots of ideas. So yeah, if you're looking for something a little bit different to do, definitely give these a go. They're such fun to make. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to of late. Yeah, it's the weekend's come and gone. It was a busy one with my grandson. We had a great weekend though. We went for a swim and just, you know, enjoyed, tried to keep cool because it was really, really hot here in Brizzy. And night times, of course, is spent crafting because that's what I do. So anyway, that's about me for today. I hope that everyone's having a great day, and whatever you're crafting, I hope it turns out well. And yeah, I will catch up again with everybody really soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.